Yes, good morning. Like you all said, 2 officers were killed this morning here at the Motel 6 in Bay St. Louis on Highway 90. This happened around 6 o'clock this morning. Don't know if it was an altercation that started this or exactly what happened that led to the shooting. Well, right now the traffic is moving fine. As you can see, I'm going to move out the way. Management tells me that it'll be a while before anybody is able to tee up on the course. One of the favorite additions to the new classrooms is that students have the ability to write on the table without even getting in trouble. Do something right now.
Okay.
Let's do some squats or something.
Okay, so we're going to do some squats.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yes.
So we're just going to squat down, and so you'll notice that the cord pulls you back up. It's like a rubber band. So it's very low impact, but you can make it high.
Cameron Perryman was 33 years old when his life was taken away. 1 year and 14 days later, the Perryman family is still searching for answers and seeking justice for their loved one. Yes, Sabria, the shooter, 32-year-old Jeremy Reynolds, was chased to a residential area on 28th Street where he fled from police into Canal Grocery. At around 9:27 in the morning, the Gulfport Police Department responded to the area of Magnolia Avenue and Rio Grande Street where 32-year-old Jeremy Reynolds carjacked, shot, and killed 52-year-old William Waltman, a public works contractor with the city of Gulfport. After killing Waltman, which was his fourth victim, he stole the city of Gulfport car and led police on a high-speed chase.
I'm near the road, and honestly, I see this car just like he could have hit me how close he was, and I was like, man, but that just like it shook me for a moment, like, man, this really a high-speed chase really going on.
After police tracked down the stolen vehicle, they tried to apprehend Reynolds, but he ran into Canal Grocery, a nearby convenience store. 2 employees escaped the store. That's when Reynolds barricaded himself inside. Percy Robinson, a witness, was on Facebook Live filming the entire incident and says it was shocking to see.
I stopped by and speak, and that's all, but I come here on the regular, and for this to happen like this is kind of crazy.
Police tried to contact Reynolds in the store, but there was no response. They deployed tear gas after about 30 minutes and entered the store about 2 hours after the tear gas was used.
5 cans, all that pop that you heard, that was them gas cans. His man still ain't out of there yet.
We attempted several times to make contact. There was never any response from inside. Once he ran into the store, they heard some noises from inside, but he never spoke to us.
When police finally entered the store, Reynolds was found dead. Witnesses say this is something that has never happened in the area.
That is real scary, and I don't know what's on his mind.
You don't really see this a lot here. You hear about it, but you don't really see it, and it really kind of just woke me up, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is the world that we live in today, like, this is what's actually going on.
An overflowing crowd gathered to pay their respects to 34-year-old Sergeant Stephen Robin and 23-year-old Officer Brenton F. Storff, who were killed in the line of duty while responding to a call for a wellness check. With Christmas just 4 days away, the families of the fallen officers and the community are trying to find happiness in a time of darkness.
Thank you to Sergeant Robin, to Officer Estorff, and to our entire law enforcement community. Those of you who put on the uniform carry the weight of our entire state on your shoulders.
Police Chief Toby Swartz paid tribute to Sergeant Robin, who joined Bay St. Louis Police Department in 2019, but worked for Waveland Police Department and Hancock County Sheriff's Department prior to joining Bay St. Louis.
When speaking with Stephen's family, his fellow officers, and the community he touched, they'll tell you he was much more than an outstanding police officer, holding up his oath to protect you and me.
State Representative Brent Anderson spoke on behalf of the Estorff family and talked about how wide-eyed and eager Officer Estorff was when he began his career with the police department in July of 2021.
Brandon wanted to work for Bay PD. He asked if I could make a call and put in a good word for him. I called Chief Ponche, and sure enough, he had an opening.
Police departments and officer organizations from all across the country came to not only say their goodbyes, but lend a hand to the family and the Bay St. Louis Police Department during this difficult time. The New Jersey State Policemen's Benevolent Association was one of those organizations who set up a food truck and provided snacks, coffee, and hot dogs.
We're all members of the New Jersey State PBA. This trailer and the truck you see here have been all over the country as far as West Colorado. And once we saw this story down here in Mississippi, we had to come down, do our part, and try to bring whatever relief we have to, both the law enforcement members represented here and the community.
And while the families will continue to mourn, their light will forever shine. In Bay St. Louis, Janae Jordan, WXXV, the place for news. Lisa Waltman thought she would wake up Friday morning ready to celebrate her 50th birthday. But instead, she woke up to her home on Cottonwood Drive engulfed in flames.
We had an out-of-town company visitor come, and luckily they were here because they woke up and were able to get us up. Otherwise, I don't think we would have woken up.
According to Lisa, it all happened so fast.
I came through, he started screaming, fire, 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 and I came through the sun porch. The sun porch is right there, it was.
Lisa, her husband, and the guests were all able to make it out. But Lisa says everything they worked for was gone.
It was so bad that you couldn't breathe, and I had to put my nightgown, because it was morning, that's all we had on, and I put that over my mouth to breathe, and somehow I couldn't get the door open, and by the grace of God, I was able to bust the door down. So now we're without anything. We don't have anything.
With Christmas only days away, Lisa says the only gift that she could even imagine to have is her home back.
I don't see Christmas right now. I don't see it at all.
Lisa is grateful for her neighbors and friends who have rallied around her during this tough time.
I didn't have a pair of shoes until the lady next door gave them to me, and that's still the only ones I have.
The only thing Lisa and her husband can do is pick up the pieces.
I'm very grateful to be alive.
In Gulfport, Janae Jordan, News 25.